Greetings, esteemed constellation, a former regressor here, picking up where I left off with Tokyo General Election 1. They gradually turn to self-harm. Part of this was the gamble to the death in the outer shell area. The bet itself is meaningless. The only thing that matters is the feeling that your life is on the line. Castro said Lancelot was simply caught up in the gambling spree. So that was an accident. That is not super cool. Well, that's pretty much the explanation here. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me so far, Lancelot? Inquire about the whereabouts of the Great Guild Alliance members. No, I don't know. So far, you're the only recent settler I've met. I mean, you think there are hundreds of thousands of people? This colony is probably bigger than you think. However, if you manage to reach this colony, your life will definitely be safe. You're so confident. How can you say that? Ariel. He's the one who keeps us alive. It's almost like he's paranoid. He'll never allow me to leave this colony of my own accord. It's pointless. So, if you enter this colony, there will probably be someone of my status explaining the elections. After all, this is something that only someone with that skill can do. Yes, I said that we have no obligations or rights, but there is in fact one thing that we have been given. The corresponding obligation is the right to vote. Since it's not being covered, it's the only thing that's recognized. So, the people of Utopia only have the right to change things by majority rule. Even though that might sound good, it means that every right has been stripped away from the citizens of Utopia except the single one that is integral to the continuation of this system. But well, if it's just about you, anything you want can come true. Most people aren't interested in elections, though. Still, if you ask around while you're out and about, you might be able to find some clues. Maybe someone I know is in there, you know? Okay, explanation done. It was my first time to vote since I got the right to vote, but I think I did it right. The young man muttered to himself as he trotted along happily. Now that I think about it, before we left, that girl said I looked just like someone somewhere. But what was it? Attention! Humanity number 5B670M052K000-L/O. Please refrain from driving absent-mindedly without looking ahead. Oh yeah, I forgot that the people of Utopia don't even have the right to a proper name. A warning sounded, and the giant appeared from the sky. The young man retorted, without hesitation. Hey, Ariel! Didn't I tell you? My name is Sushi. That's the name my senior gave me. And you're still being too overprotective. I already have the right to vote, right? I'm sorry, Sushi, but I've been protecting you since before you were born. Well, that's always the case, you know. Even if I remember that. Even if I hear it once. As usual, it's time for a health check. Now, please extend the common standard cable. The young man reluctantly grew out of his body. He expertly stretches the future cable in the futuristic cable into the sky. You had a bit too much junk food. Increase your next meal with essential vitamins and protein. Okay, then I'll leave it to you. You need to be healthy to be active in the Space Force like your senior. By the way, Sushi, it's been a long time since I've seen someone with your vitality. Even though it was supposed to be a standard training method, there is clearly a significant difference compared to your peers. Many of the residents of this Tokyo's 24th Ward have something in common. That means it's standardized. This is the only place in Tokyo that does not have a combination of role and rule. I recognize Ixbalanque there. Other than that, some experimental projects are already underway. The immigrants who did come were selected according to the same criteria. I wonder who those other two are. Twins with the exact same role and rule, or people who are unique in this world for their own reasons. They were unable to participate in the Tokyo game, or for some reason were unable to do so midway through. But Sushi, you are acquiring a unique personality that can be said to be one of a kind. Perhaps it is because humankind, who should have been our original twins, have left Tokyo. Did you say something, Ariel? No, nothing, Sushi. Were you planning on going somewhere else? Oh, that's right. I was planning to go to Senpai's office today, too. See you later, Ariel. What is an election? Hey, I don't know who was explaining it to you, but did you not get a proper explanation from them? Residents of this Tokyo's 24th District colony are given the right to vote once they reach a certain age. Then, after a while, you will receive the right to run for office and be able to run for office. Candidates put forward election pledges, and residents who support them vote for them. And when a certain majority votes, apparently the candidates can go to the runoff voting station. As a campaign worker and clerk, I wonder if I could have taken a few people with me. It's him! Apparently, if the candidate makes a final argument with his or her opponent and is accepted, the candidate can get their election pledges passed. Can you do it? It can't be helped. In Tokyo Standard Time, no one has passed through here in over 100 years. However, from what I've read in the thick tome, that's what the law says. If only they wrote that in their election manifesto. We can change the rules of this Tokyo 24th Ward. You'll be able to meet people we're not even allowed to meet. and tell them what you want to say. That figure to the left, who's meant to represent infinity, how does their head even work? So he gathered all the cameras connected throughout this Tokyo 24th Ward colony and said this.